Hello, how is everyone doing? And by the title of the video, we will just jump right in, and we're starting off with thought forms and spirits. So, divination, a practice involving astrology, geomancy, tarot, and I Ching. Quickly, we're just going to go over what I Ching is. The I Ching has served for thousands of years as a philosophical taxonomy of the universe, a guide to an ethical life, a manual for rulers, and an oracle for one's personal future and the future of the state. And I Ching and the direct psychic meanings is a complex and subjective process that involves psychic interpretation. So we need to think of these thought forms and spirits and even I Ching, astrology and geomancy. These are all ways to look forward into the future, to understand what is going on within the cosmos. Another way to look at I Ching is to think of the Akashic records. To activate what your Akashic records is, it will show you every thought, every emotion, and everything is being watched. Additionally, what it would show you is the future, regardless on the nuance that would happen tomorrow. The future that you will be seeing, depending on I Ching or Akashic records or whatever you're looking at, it will be a future determined on your current state of actions. So if you were to change your entire being tomorrow, that future self within death or whatever time span of 10 years, whatever future point you want to look at, may be different because the cosmos and all the dimensions are moving in a string. So we have to understand this in that way. It is often used in magic rituals to communicate with the invoked entity. However, divination is influenced by the mind, and our attitudes and fears can influence its results. That's why I always say, guys, some of the things you're most scared of come to fruition because your brain is that powerful. Think about the times you always think of, I'm really scared of a bug. And then you end up seeing that bug later on. This is just how powerful and intrinsic our brains are. Some may think, well, this may just be a coincidence. But your brain and subconscious is specifically looking out for things because we know the subconscious never rests. While some results may be accurate, the future is often unpredictable. The use of magic can alter the outcome. Therefore, divination results tendencies, but should not rule us. So, like I said before, guys, if you were to open up your Akashic records, or if you used I Ching to see what is the future and what is the reflection, it will just be a direct reflection of what is going on right now. Your entire interior, and then it will just be a reflection of that. That does not mean it cannot be edited through new works and new movements and new type of ideologies and processes. You can always change the taxonomy of the universe depending on how you choose to live your life. Your decisions, your actions, your emotions, your every thoughts are what are changing what is going on in your cosmos. So it's always important to reflect a positive mindset. Let's get into developing clairvoyance. So clairvoyance can be improved through practice, such as looking around and closing your eyes to visualize your surroundings. This exercise is essential for visualization, which is a talent in magic. Open your eyes again and check your accuracy. Then close your eyes again. This allows you to see vividly and vividly, capturing the glow of color and form. This can be extended for remembering or imagining different places or times. It is important not to expect perfect results, but try to be partly right. Another exercise is to picture a clock face and tell the time clairvoyantly. So, guys, I want you to, when you think of clairvoyance, it is the same as thinking of photographic memory. Now, you may think, well, only the subpar geniuses have photographic memory. No. Photographic memory is embedded in all of us. All of us have light receptors, and we are able to photographically remember things because that is what's going to be embedded into our hippocampus that's connected to all four parts of the brain, right? This is how you could see things in a more vivid way. Think about when you dream. You often dream and see things that you've previously seen, done, experienced, and felt. This is how clairvoyance works. Clairvoyance is a very important thing in magic. You could always test it out. So if you're looking at a color, think of a candle lit, right? Now close your eyes and think of the candle lit at the top of the head. This is a good way to relieve stress and develop clairvoyance to a much higher level. Let's get into the aura. Under certain conditions, it is possible to clairvoyantly observe a colored light around others, known as the aura. The aura can be seen as a multicolored emanation, built up in different layers and zones. However, many occult dabblers claim to see the aura easily and under various conditions. There are optical illusions and qualities of sight that can trick one into thinking they see what they do not see. The after image of quality of sight is particularly pertinent in this area. Staring at a solidly colored bright object for a few moments can produce a phantom image of the object in a complementary color. If the bright object is in front of a light surface, a fringe of the complementary color may appear around the object after a few moments. This is normal and is used by some magical groups as an aid to visualization, sometimes called flashing colors. Some people will stare at the other people in the same way and see the after image of the person's clothing, thinking they are seeing their aura. Various meanings have been attributed to the colors of the aura. So guys, since we already came to the part that everything is energy, everything is particles, everything is waves, and the things we are seeing through light apparatus, whether it's solid material or living material, it is direct energy. So we could see through a light apparatus aura to some degree. If we stare hard enough, we could start seeing light around that specific color. We could see layers around certain things. Now, especially when we talk about when light is around it, we could see a simulated pigmentation of it in a much more way. So this is why aura is so important, because these colors have meanings, and the light someone is emitting often describes a lot of temperaments, it describes a lot of emotions, and it describes a lot of where they are in their cycle. Now, the aura is often confused with just the way it's being seen. So let's just look into it real quick. So here's the aura color guide. The chart of aura colors is based on theosophical material indicating emotional nature. It is useful for creating artificial elements or healing, as surrounding oneself with a specific color can produce a specific psychological effect. The quality of color is also useful in magical rituals. Various groups attribute different meanings to the colors. So here are some colors for you guys to look at. We can see that black is the color of malice, dark gray is the color of depression, pale gray is fear, red is energy. Depending on which subcategory of red, we can see that rose red is the unselfish love, bright red is the anger and force, dirty red is passion and sensuality. We even have green for empathy, and we have emerald green for unselfishness and resourcefulness. We have turquoise for deep sympathy and compassion. We have blue for dark blue for religious feelings. We have the light blue for noble spiritual devotion. We have violet for spiritual. We have white for purity and protection. So these colors have meaning. Here's a little side tip for you. This is called the red effect. When you wear something red, it is experienced as an attraction booster by women. Research shows that the color red is unique in that it operates someone, shows that interest at the subconscious level. So we know that red is an energy color, and red is typically the color of blood. Red is typically the color of, or the color crimson is the color of dead autumn leaves. This is just intrinsically something that we know is life force, blood, energy. These are life force. So this is how you can subconsciously make someone attracted to you, or make you someone subconsciously fall in love with you. This is part of the aura guide. And now when we see certain companies or individuals wear blue, or use blue in their marketing, it is to portray a sense of accountability, a sense of familiarity with the consumer. They're trying to say that we are, we're devoted to you, right? So these colors all have specific meanings, and they have specific symbolisms within our cosmos. We could see a lot of these colors that have symbolism within our cosmos, right, guys? So now let's get into thought forms and spirits. Concentrating thoughts creates a thought form, which is a vortex or center of psychic energy. Thought forms are inanimate, non-thinking forces similar to elementals, ghosts, and spirits. They consist of psychic energy, vortex, which can be described as a localized field or discontinuity of the physical world. Psychic entities respond to certain electrostatic and magnetic fields and other energy vortexes, which can affect our thought processes. Thought forms, elementals, and ghosts are usually not very smart and display limited intelligence. Their behavior is automatic, repetitive, and robot-like, similar to some people. Artificial elements are little more than astral robots, while spirits and deities are more intelligent and volitional. Someday, electronic machines may be able to achieve the same effect. Thought forms, elementals, and ghosts may affect our thought process, but their intelligence is limited. So guys, when we concentrate and use our head and use our brain specifically, our thoughts and emotions follow our thought forms. And within this cosmos, there is a way to say there are spirits, but these spirits are only limited to certain things that they can and can't do within this cosmos, what they can't and can't do in the physical realm, right? So it is essential that when we are thinking and using our head to concentrate, we must use it positively, because our thoughts and emotions will be a byproduct of that. So it is important to understand this theory, because a lot of people do not recognize how crucial thought forms are, or how insignificant spirits can be versus actual deities and actual spirits versus the robot like spirits, right? Let's talk about directed attention. The mind follows its own attention, directing its thoughts to specific places or purposes. This focus on a specific place or purpose allows the mind to focus mental energy on it. For instance, in a noisy cafeteria, a man's fork drops can be heard only by focusing attention. The mind, like a flashlight in the dark, points in the mind to one place or another, ignoring the rest of the noise. Mental noise, such as negative emotions, attitudes, and thoughts, can make it difficult to direct attention. Emotions follow thoughts easily, as they are reactions prompted by one's model and ego. Like a performance or act, directing attention toward a specific emotion will cause the person to experience that emotion. In summary, the mind follows its own attention, and the mind is a flashlight in the dark, directing its thoughts to a specific places or purposes. So guys, this is why it's extremely important to be conscious of what we're doing, conscious of how you're breathing, and conscious of what you're thinking, because all of these are intertwined within your subconscious. Now think of this: when a deer is out in the wild and there's a lot of rain going on, but it hears the footsteps of the predator, and it becomes almost like fixated on just that sound. It drops everything around within the environment, everything around its cosmos, and becomes fixated because it knows that a predator is coming. And it must prepare itself to engage in flight or fight, whichever it may be, right? So it is important to understand how powerful a person's mind is, and that it is the flashlight in the dark, because you can navigate yourself out of anything. You can navigate yourself into anything as well. You could put yourself and you could put your brain in a negative, dark place, and you could also bring it up to the most lightest of lights that is possible, because your thoughts and emotions and ego will follow with you. So that is why it's crucial to direct attention on things that are are significant to you, and will bring positivity, bring joy and happiness to you, and blissfulness along the way, right? Now, if you want to get a better understanding of any of these topics that we went over, here are some books you could look over: The Thoughtforms, How to Develop Clairvoyance, What We May Be, The Human Aura. All these books are great ways to look at all these ideologies in a much bigger way and understand how to use clairvoyance and understand aura in a much bigger way. But other than that, guys, I thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions about this, please leave it in the comments. I'd love to read them. But other than that, guys, thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a great day.